fire priggers, villains who rob at fires under pretense of assisting in removing the goods. Fire ship, a wench who has the venereal disease. Fire shovel, he or she, when young, was fed with a fire shovel, a saying of persons with wide mouths. Fish, a seaman, a scaly fish, a rough, blunt tar, to have other fish to fry, to have other matters to mind, something else to do. Fit, suitable, it won't fit, it will not suit or do. 5 shillings, the sign of 5 shillings, i.e. the crown. 15 shillings, the sign of the 3 crowns. Fizzle, an escape backward. Flabbergasted, confounded, flabby, relaxed, flaccid, not firm or solid. Flag, a groped cunt. The flag of defiance, or bloody flag, is out, signifying the man is drunk and alluding to the redness of his face. See phrase, flam, a lie or sham story. Also a single stroke on a drum. To flam, to hum, to amuse, to deceive. Flimflams, idle stories. Flapdragon, a clap or pox. To flare, to blaze, shine or glare. Flash, knowing, understanding another's meaning. The swell was flash, so I could not draw his foggle. The gentleman saw what I was about, and therefore I could not pick his pocket of his silk handkerchief. To patter flash, to speak the slang language. See patter. Flash pannies, houses to which thieves and prostitutes resort. Next to his favourite mott, girl, the kiddie, youth, looks about, and if she's in a flash panny brothel, he swears he'll have her out. So he fences, pawns, all his togs, clothes, to buy her duds, wearing apparel, and then he frisks, robs, his master's lob, till, to take her from the bawdy ken house. Flash song. Flash, a periwig rum flash, a fine long wig, queer flash, a miserable weather-beaten caxon. To flash, to shew ostentatiously, to flash one's ivory, to laugh, and shew one's teeth. Don't flash your ivory, but shut your potato trap and keep your guts warm. The devil loves hot tripes. To flash the hash, to vomit, cunt. Flash ken, a house that harbours thieves. Flash lingo, the canting or slang language. Flashman, a bully to a bawdy house, a whore's bully. Flat, a bubble, gull, or silly fellow. Flat cock, a female. Flawed, drunk. Flay-bottomist, a bum brusher, or schoolmaster. To flay or flee the fox to vomit. Flea bite, a trifling injury. To send anyone away with a flea in his ear, to give anyone a hearty scolding. To fleece, to rob, cheat, or plunder. Flemish actions, a losing or bad account. Flesh broker, a matchmaker, a bawd. Flicker, a drinking glass, cunt. Flickering, grinning or laughing in a man's face. Flicking, cutting. Flick me some Panam and Caffin. Cut me some bread and cheese. Flick the Peter, cut off the cloak bag, or poor man too. To fling, cheat, or trick. He flung me fairly out of it, he cheated me out of it. Flints, journeymen, tailors, who on a late occasion refused to work for the wages settled by law. Those who submitted were by the Martinez-style dunghills. Flip, small beer, brandy and sugar. This mixture with the addition of a lemon was by sailors formerly called Sir Cloudsley, in memory of Sir Cloudsley Shovel, who used frequently to regale himself with it. Floating Academy, see Campbell's Academy. Floating Hell, the hulks. To flog, to whip. To flogger, a horsewhip, cunt. Flogging Cully, a debilitated lecher, commonly an old one. Flogging Cove, the beadle or whipper in Bridewell. Flogging Stake, the whipping post. To floor, to knock down, floor the pig, knock down the officer. Flourish, to take a flourish, to enjoy a woman in a hasty manner, to take a flyer, see flyer. To flout, to jeer, to ridicule. Flummery, oatmeal and water boiled to a jelly, also compliments, neither of which are overnourishing. Flush in the pocket, full of money, the cull is flush in the fob, the fellow is full of money. Flustered, drunk. Flute, the recorder of a corporation. A recorder was an antient musical instrument. To flux, to cheat, coven or overreach, also to salivate, to flux a wig, to put it up a curl and bake it. Fly, knowing, acquainted with another's meaning or proceeding. The rattling cove is fly, the coachman knows about what we are about. Fly, a wagon, cunt. Fly by night, you old fly by night, an ancient term of reproach to an old woman, signifying that she was a witch and alluding to the nocturnal excursions attributed to witches, who were supposed to fly abroad their meetings mounted on brooms. Fly slicers, lifeguard men from their sitting on horseback under an arch where they are frequently observed to drive away flies with their swords. Flyer, to take a flyer, to enjoy a woman with her clothes on, or without going to bed. Flyer's shoes. Fly flapped, whipped in stocks or a cart's tail. Flying camps, beggars plying in a body at funerals. Flying giggers, turnpike gates. Flying house, a lock in wrestling by which he uses it to throw his adversary over his head. Flying past the certificates wrapped in paper and thrown over a neighbour's wall. Flying porters, cheats who obtain money by pretending to persons who have been lately robbed that they may come from a place or party where and from whom they may receive information respecting their stolen goods. Demand payment as porters. Flying stationers, ballad singers and hawkers of penny histories. Flimsy, a banknote. Fob, a cheat, trick, or contrivance. I will not be fobbed off, so I will be thus deceived with false pretences. The fob is also a small breeches pocket for holding a watch. Fog, smoke, cunt. Fogey, old fogey, a nickname for an invalid soldier, derived from the French word foguer, fierce or fiery. Foggle, a silk handkerchief. Fogram, an old fogram, a fusty old fellow. Fogus, tobacco. Tip me a gauge of fogus, give me a pipe of tobacco. Cunt. Fall, a fall at the end of a stick, a fall at the one end and a maggot at the other. Gibes on an angler. Fall finder, a bailiff. Fallish, an expression among impures, signifying the cully who pays in opposition to a flashman. Is he foolish or flash? Footpads or lowpads, rogues who rob on foot. Foot wabbler, a contemptuous appellation for a foot soldier commonly used by the cavalry. Footman's mond, an artificial sore made with unslacked lime, soap and the rust of old iron on the back of a beggar's hand as if hurt by the bike or kick of a horse. Footy despicable, a footy fellow, a despicable fellow from a French footer. Foot, 4 foot or poor. Give us your 4 foot, give us your hand. Foreman of the jury, one who engrosses all the talk to himself or speaks for the rest of the community or company. Fork, a pickpocket, let us fork him, let us pick his pocket, the newest, the most dexterous way, which is to thrust the fingers straight, stiff, open and very quick into the pocket, and so closing them, hook what can be held between the N.B. This was taken from a book written many years ago. Doubtless the art of picking pockets, like all others, must have been much improved since that time. Forlorn hope, a gamester's last stake. Fortune hunters, indigent men seeking to enrich themselves by marrying a woman of fortune. Fortune teller or cunning man, a judge who tells every prisoner his fortune. Lot or doom, to go before the fortune teller. Lambskin men or conjurer, to be tried at an assize. See lambskin men. Foul, to foul a plate with a man, to take a dinner with him. Foul-mouthed, abusive. Fondling, a child dropped in the streets and found educated at the parish expense. Fossile, the name of a public house where the eccentrics assemble in Mays Building, St. Martin's Lane. Fox, a sharp, cunning fellow, also an old term for a sword, probably a rusty one or else from it being dyed red with blood. Some say this name alluded to certain swords of remarkable good temper or metal marked with a figure of a fox, probably the sign or rebus of the marker. Fox's paw, the vulgar pronunciation of the French word fox paz. He made a confounded fox's paw.